Hello, hello. Welcome to y'all to the Energy Healing Network. Hope you guys are having a great day on this Labor Day afternoon.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes,
Welcome, welcome.
yes. Glad you guys could join us today. I'm Coach Tim um, of the Energy Healing Network, and I'm BK specialist, meditation teacher, hypnotherapist. So, because I deal with energy, and my other half here.
I am Coach Sheba. Um, we own the Energy Healing Network. I am a personal trainer as well as a diet nutrition coach, as well as a roller skating instructor.
Right.
And we both make healthy juices.
But all of this, at the end of the day, what you want to get to the trying to get to the point of is everything we just named is energy.
Mhm.
Everything that you can think of at the end of the day it's all energy. And that's kind of what we want to talk about. This Labor Day Monday. It's trying to educate people a little bit about some things because people, they like to use these terms like all the time. Like it's permeating your life every time you turn around. You turn around, keep that same energy. The energy in the room was off. How you're tired you are, the energy that you lack.
Right.
Everything that you basically talk about unconsciously, which is kind of today's topic. How energy affects you unconsciously because see most people don't understand like everything is energy. Everything, the things that your thoughts, everything about your whole being is energy. It's energy that's vibrating, at a certain frequency. And so even though things may not look like they're moving, it's energetic and it's moving at all times. We're energetic beings. When we move, stop looking at yourself as the flesh. You understand that your spirit is energy. But we kind of want to get people to understand a little bit like how it's dealing with you because the energy is also how people are having, situations that they look at mentally that you kind of looking at it as a mystery when it's again when I come back and tell you that everything is energy, meaning your emotional energy.
Yeah.
Anything that's your thoughts resonate at a certain frequency. When you have a thought, it's like you're a radio and you're tuning into that particular frequency that your body is emitting at that time. And so that's kind of want to like educate people a little bit about this thing and just kind of from a normal standpoint because like most people don't understand like their emotional energy, how you should be when you understand these things, you understand how you should be managing your emotional energy.
Right.
Because most people are walking around thinking that they're just supposed to just vibrate at a low frequency and just kind of be a victim to their emotions and
Like it's
everybody.
normal.
Right. And unfortunately, like within relationships, you have spouses who think, that if I have a problem, I'm supposed that person's supposed to be here to take my bad energy. At the end of the day, and then we don't understand like, what stress really is about because energy, that's so stress is energy. And we're passing these things on to each other,
Yeah.
through certain communities. To kind of make an example, basically come into certain neighborhoods. You know these neighborhoods. You come in and you feel the energy. It feels different.
Right.
Um, some of you know that certain places you don't like to be. Whether it could be a place that's totally positive.
Right.
But you may have an energy from somewhere else, and you resonate with that energy. And so everybody's known someone who's talked about, man, why they always happy all the time? Because you're tuned into a negative energy. And generally, what you don't understand is these things get stored, within the body, which, I'm gonna kind of get to a little bit, try to get to a little bit later, because, when you understand that energy is always influencing you, then you have to understand that it's actually stored within you and it develops, the frequency that you vibrate at as far as your mind, so you're basically a victim when you're basically telling someone that I should be in a bad mood with you or I should have resentment for you. It's the energy that you're holding within yourself.
Yeah, when you place blame on other people for, what you may feel, because Coach Tim is going to get into energy and the feeling of it. But we all say or have said at some point in time, that's how I feel, or you've made me feel a certain way. When we really dive into it, you're going to understand that it's not about how you feel necessarily, because your feelings are not facts.
They're not. It's just how you feel, and how you feel. To kind of get into a little bit kind of how your body actually stores this, to give you an idea of how this works is, it all of this can start with just a thought. You have one thought, and it could be
one.
Yeah, just one thought. And we'll give you an example. Like, say your boss, you don't like your boss, and the boss is, they get on my nerves. So then what you do is you create what's called a neural network, with, so then you have that other thought, and then, I really didn't feel like coming here anyway. Just every time I come here, he has something negative to say, or something to say to me, or so then you have another thought. So you keep firing these thoughts. So after a minute, clearly, you have this, you develop what we call a level of mind. And that level of mind is basically where you kind of go inside your frontal lobe, develops this representation or a picture of you being mad with the boss. And so once you get this picture, we kind of know how this is. You kind of put this in your mind of these things. The more you kind of build it up with these thoughts,
it's visual.
Yeah. If you start getting this in your mind, your frontal lobe, and so once you get this representation of you having a problem with the boss and the job or whatever, so then if you have this within your mind, and that you kind of look at this thing and you don't object to it in your mind, and you kind of reassure. So what happens is, then your brain basically, your neurotransmitters within your brain, these are basically what the communication system between your neurons. And the neurons will basically signal your autonomic nervous system to fire off, basically uh, hormones from the brain to basically signal, these neurotransmitters to send what's called neuropeptides. And this neuropeptide is what we call the emotional molecule. So this molecule now travels and sends a signal to the hormone centers in your body. For this one right here, it sends it to what we call the third center. Some people, it's basically your adrenaline gland. Some people in the energy world, we call it the solar plexus chakra. Some people have heard of chakras. So it sends this signal to this energy center. And so once it sends this signal, that you're mad with the boss. So now basically you really getting it fired up now. Everybody knows when they start getting that, they start getting this, that rush, your armpit may start sweating, you get a little fired up, or however your reaction is. So then once you get this thought, it's an intermittent frequency, because see, these glands in your body, they have their own minds. And I don't want to get too deep into this. I'll come back into another episode, because I just really want to keep this kind of simple, but give you how simple your body can just store things off of one thought. And so generally you get here, and so you send a signal, and the signal says, send me a little bit more to get mad about.
And you come up with all kinds of stuff in your mind.
Right. And so what happens is, so your mind is basically paying attention to this chemical state you got going on in your body that's festering. So once it's now sending a frequency to send me more of what I want to get mad about. So as soon as you see the thing that mostly gets you mad, now you send that signal back to your brain again that, yes, I'm mad again. Now we start this firing again, and your body messes around and sends neurotransmitters signal the limbic brain to send these neuropeptides to trigger these hormones in your body, and then you just keep going in this loop over and over, and for years. And so basically, this is your body gets to a certain point where now it's hardwired into your brain.
Right.
So now the brain is hardwired into your brain, and now it's conditioned your body, in a state, in a past state. Now something that happened you got mad about, because you carrying this stuff in your body. So you're not just getting mad with the boss at this point. You're carrying anger in your body, because you still got this picture of you being angry. So generally, so basically you condition your body now
Mm-hmm.
emotionally in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So now once you've done that, it's you keep firing these things off. Now it gets to a certain point where now you don't even need it. The body literally don't even start have to. The mind doesn't take it in anymore. It doesn't have to store. It stops storing it in the mind, the brain, mind and the brain. I'm sorry. It starts storing it in what we call the mini mind, which is in that solar place in the body. So now the body becomes the mind, what we call the body of anger.
Right.
So basically your body becomes the mind. Mm-hmm. And so now all of that anger, you start basically storing it, instead of storing it in your brain, where you do 5% of your conscious thinking, because your brain here only controls 5% of your conscious thinking. The other part is 95% of your unconscious thinking. This is why most of you don't like change. Mm-hmm. If you do have to do something, you have to think about, but you have to, now you have conscious to think about it. Just like when you got into a car when you first drove, you had to think about it. Now you can just get in your car.
Right.
But at first, like, man, where's all this stuff at? Mm-hmm. And most of you don't like change during your day because you walk through your day unconsciously. Mm-hmm. You're not thinking with this, your body is controlling this. Mm-hmm. So back to this situation. So now you've programmed your body with all of this past mad emotion within your energy center with all this adrenaline. And so now basically what you've done is now your body has really become the mind. You don't have to think about it anymore. Right. You just get mad. You're just an angry person at this point.
And also, Coach, it doesn't have to be the boss.
Well,
because from there, you're gonna get angry about.
And that's what I was trying to understand, is that it can be one thing, one person, but that one person makes you an angry person with every person, because you're still carrying this loop around. So it's still asking for something to get mad about. Right. It just started with the boss. That's why it just goes on for years. Yeah. This is why someone, when you may be talking about something, you're not talking about that person, but they happen to hear it, and all of a sudden, some people like to say, "I hurt dog and holler every time." Well, no, it's that energy that you're carrying that all you was looking for was something to trigger that similar again, and now you get this emotion going on. Right. And so it's an emotion where you're looking at it and you're saying, "Well, what is this person talking about? Mm-hmm. This didn't even happen. Mm-hmm. This is how they feel, though." Right. So back to those feelings again. Back to those feelings about being facts. All of this is going on from something that happened way back. This person has a thought in their mind. They asking for things to get mad about. So they're telling you about something that made them mad, but actually carrying it around in their own body because they have it in their own head. So this is why we live in a society where people are trying to get you to care about feelings, where we know absolutely not. And because I don't say you're disrespectful to people, but the thing is that truth is truth. But so if something's a fact, you only heal from the truth. You don't deal with unhealed emotions, because we come back to this is unhealed emotions. Now we have to have compassion with these things, because we're trying to educate you right now how simple it is for you. Someone can give you something to be mad about. The news can give you something to be mad. It is right now. Whatever side you call yourself mad with this particular time, the news put this thought in your mind. You kept having that thought. Now you're emotionally invested in it. So now you keep creating that pressure in your mind. But let me ask you a question. Do you know these people personally? But you're emotionally invested in that. You have a picture you conjured in your mind. Donald Trump, okay, he's said and done things. Kamala Harris, whatever side of person is, they have conjured up a thing in their mind on why they dislike this person, but they don't know them personally. So this is the energy that you're feeling off of because the TV is programming you.
And I was gonna say too, this energy can come and go way back. Like, this is not even something you have to necessarily have experienced in your life, but has been shown to you. Maybe as a child, and you have grown up believing the same things that your parents or grandparents.
Well, that's the whole generational curse thing. It's generational energy. You've carried the same energy that your people have carried. Right. Whether it be I believe in whatever you believe in, how worthy you think you are. It's the energy that you're because again, when we go back to this example of when you go into certain communities, you feel the energy. And everyone knows, certain energies, it feels real thick in certain energies. You basically go in these things, so you raising this energy. That's the energy that you permeated that your body. Right. And all of the people are walking around right now with all these energies stored in their body, because see, as a Reiki master, what I specialize in is clearing these energies. I have to go in and clear out these blockages, because these blockages cause imbalances within your body. And I have to first get all of my clients to basically do not judge yourself for things you did not know, because you did not know that this was happening. As a matter of fact, it started happening before you ever had a choice to have it happen.
Right.
People started putting that energy in you. Your mother, whatever she was going on to, your parents, they were giving you their energy when you first were growing up. Wherever you went, they gave you their energy. You didn't come into the world. You came into the world with your soul and the energy that was untainted. It's the world that gives you this energy that makes you fearful.
Right.
Which fear is an illusion. I tell people this, but the thing is, when you look at fear, is only within the mind. It's basically something that someone told someone that they should be afraid of. But at the end of the day, nothing is to be feared. It's only to be understood.
Right.
You see, most people are fearing things that you have no idea what it is.
Right.
But you're feeding off again someone else's fearful energy, and you've allowed that to store within your body. Because if you don't understand what it is, what is it that you're afraid of? You can't, you have to ask yourself logically, like, why are you afraid? You have this emotional reaction within your body, but you have not heard of things. I mean, basically, okay, we would say spirits, for instance, well, we all have a spirit within our body, but most people would be afraid, even though we're surrounded by spirits. Your eye just cannot see, but so much, is basically on the spectrum,
Right.
because it's moving at a high vibration, because again, coming back to trying to, the initial point, everything is energy, is vibrating at a certain frequency. So your body, this flesh vibrates at a lower frequency. So it's able to, this what you call matter. But if you ascend within your spiritual journey, you ascend back and you basically increase your energetic level, your vibration, to back to your spiritual level, which is what's within you. We are all energy. You have to look past this flesh.
That's
but
right.
but see, that's where people
This
get stuck.
body, like,
Well, that's where people are stuck. They're stuck because they look at themselves as matter instead of the God with the spirit within them. But that's what's within the Bible. I use that text. You can call it what you want. It's actually spiritual energy. But feel free to call it what you want to call it. But it's what's within us all and makes us all energetic beings. And this whole universe is energy. Right. So again, I don't want to go down too rabbit holes, but I just want people to understand that, like, your body, whatever it is you're going through right now, like, it's all stuff. Like, you have a suitcase and you have 7 glands, and whatever it is that has traumatized you, like, I kind of hate to use this example, but it's happened. But people who've been molested, for instance, like, we have the sexual glands that are located down in the sexual, areas, and down in the anus and in the prostate area for men. And so clearly, when something happens traumatic and that person has this thought within their mind, they're producing an energy that is producing them to be over, traumatized in one way or the other. Person who their energy is too much, they're trying to be too promiscuous, or they're totally scared, and blocked. It's not, it's psychological, because the energy flows within the person.
Right.
Again, I don't want to, go down too many rabbit holes, because again, it is, but I try to make things as simple, because I try to explain things like my clients understand when they go through these things, because this is a journey that you learn, and I can explain it to you, but it's more or less when you start feeling this energy and you understand, things that, just like anything, you basically get a better understanding about things, and you get out of your fears of things. Because I can't stress enough that that energy of fear is something that's stored within your body that can be cleared away. I don't, but first people have to understand that it's not something that is, it's an illusion. It's not a real emotion. It's basically something that people tell you that you should feel, because that's how you keep people under control. And again, I don't want to go too far down things, but fearful people are unhappy people, and they're not healed people, because you're in anxiety, and you have things. It's just basically not healthy energy that's flowing through your body. And so that's, if you turn on your news and wherever it is, people are fearful. They're fighting against each other and bickering and things like that. That's not actual, what we call high vibrational energy that's flowing through your body. And so when you have people, again, not understanding that the things that you see on your physical level are the energies that you're carrying on your spiritual level, and the thoughts that you're thinking is manifesting the sicknesses and things because of the energy that you're storing in your body. I mean, this is, I can't say it enough. And it's just, if you go back and listen to the process I just shared with, and I could go on, I could think of, in another episode, I will. I can,
it's so much.
It's so much,
It
but
is so much.
but just trying to give you understanding how your thoughts, one thought, basically, has your body stuck in a loop of what you would call mental, illness, because just basically you're not cleared out certain things out of your body that you're still carrying from baggage of your thoughts and emotions. But these things, they can be easily, cleared out, but you have to want to do it.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is like the practice of doing these things. They're simple. You think that's what I do, but I can't do it alone. The person has to also have the energy within themselves that they also want to, because again, all this negative energy is stored because you're surrounded by everything that's negative. So people think negative thinking is basically normal. You have people who, you've been around somebody too positive too much. Why are you too positive all the time? Y'all know someone, you've said these things before. Have you asked yourself why? Or why is it that if someone's laughing too much, what's wrong with them? Well, if they're over there, in that negative energy, then you can totally resonate with that, because at the end of the day, that's your frequency.
That's right.
That's what you call normal, but it's normal because everybody around you, you're telling yourself stuff like, everybody's going through something. No, they're not.
That's negative thinking.
It is. And you're telling yourself these things. And so this is the energy stored in your body. And then you keep bringing it, that frequency that you keep emitting for those glands. It keeps saying, show me more of what I just said, so that it will show you more. The law of attraction, if anybody heard of that, the thoughts and your emotions are what attract into your life. So the more you keep putting this energy out there, the more you keep getting what you don't want.
Right.
See, this is what you got to understand about the difference between manifestation and prayer. And I'm going to try to get you to understand this as much as possible. Yeah. See, the law of attraction says that you attract what you are. So you can't be a negative and attract a positive. We can get that basically understood.
Right.
So you can't expect a lot of good stuff when you're thinking positive, and you can't, the law of attraction, they're going to resonate, they're going to equal with each other. Okay, so if you're thinking negative, what are you attracting into your life? So back to this again. So if you're praying and you're thinking, you're begging something outside of you for something to say that you don't already have. When if you knew you lived in abundance and prosperity within the source of abundance within this universe, you already have, and you believe you already have it. You've already received it. You've already received it. So this is the difference. You're positive, as opposed to someone who's begging in the energy of lack. See, this is why poverty is an energy. Poverty is an energy. It's not something that someone got lucky than the other. If a person who's not believing in themselves have an energy of begging, have an energy of lack, don't believe in themselves, think they're not worthy, think that the rich people who have money are evil. Wait, then how you gonna have money? You can't believe people. The energy of having money is evil, but then you want to have money.
You want it.
It doesn't work that way. Again, back to the law of attraction. You're asking for something, but then you despise it. Your energy is saying something different than what it is you say you want. So again, you're praying and begging for something, because again, begging is low vibrational energy, because those who know you don't beg, you already know there's no begging going on. So there's a negative energy as opposed to the positive energy that you're putting out with the flow energy of flow within yourself of knowing you already have, you already abundant, you've already been, a life of prosperity. Right. It's already there. Despite everything that's around you, that's just an illusion. That's just an illusion. That's just some stuff that's teaching me lessons right now on how I don't see. I'm not attached to the money. See, there are people think that money is like money, root of all evil. No, it's people unbalanced relationship with money. See, they define themselves by this money. They don't, if the money is gone, they don't know what to do with themselves. Instead of understanding this is just a tool that we use on this third dimensional universe to make ourselves comfortable in these bodies we in.
Right, and to help somebody else.
Exactly. See, that's why I was saying but see, you first have to make yourself comfortable. See, you first have to deal with the person before you can deal with anyone else.
Right.
And see, that's where the healing with yourself. You have to get your own energy correct.
That's right.
So then you can emit this energy of love and peace. But see, if you're corrupt on the inside, what do you have to get on the outside? You have nothing to give. It's all fake. And you come back home and you're depleted because you basically faked your whole energy all day long being somebody that you really want, because that's not the energy that's within yourself.
That's right.
And that's a lot of, I'm not going to go down this religious deal.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the difference between spirituality and, and again, that ain't saying it's people in the spiritual world. It's always people on sides or whatever it is that is basically, not practicing things. They're looking for ways to make themselves to lie to themselves about things. Let's put it that way.
Because like you said, you have to practice these things.
Yes.
This is not something like I hear a lot of, there's people that believe that they are very positive, and that may be the case. But a lot of times that is not the case, because affirmations don't make you positive.
Mm-mm.
Okay, let's clear that up. This is something I had to learn. Affirmations and saying affirmations do not make you a positive person, because you still have not gotten to the unconscious negative stuff,
because it's packed inside of you.
Okay, so it's so much layered.
You can't just say I just went through that whole process of how it's stored in your body, so you can repeat these things to yourself all you want to, but it's still stuck in you, and that's what you're trying to talk out of you.
Right.
But you have to get its energy. See, you're headed in the right direction because you're trying to replace the energies with these positive affirmations, but it's basically like you're trying to clean over dirt.
Yeah.
You got to get the dirt out. Don't wash your car without tires without getting the dirt off the tires.
That's right.
You got the dirt in there, and so you can't put cologne on a body that's not been washed. How you want to put your perfume, wash the body. You're gonna have to wash this stuff first, then you come back. And this is what I do. I help you cleanse these things, and then you start aligning your mind and being conscious, because the thing is, it's not the point that nobody never has a positive thought. It's you not being consumed. You being conscious of your energies.
Right.
See, you have to be conscious of your energy during the day before you can actually know it, because no one's actually positive no matter what they say, because you've grown up in a negative nation. This nation is about negativity. Turn on your news. By the time they get to the end of the news, they basically say, well, in liner notes, because the whole thing was negative. Everybody's attracted to negativity.
They even know it's negative.
Well, they're the programmer. That's why it's called a TV program.
Right.
See, that's a whole other subject, because all this is by design, is to have you in these states, because people who are in positive basically needing things, sick, needing things outside of them, because people who are in peace, in love, they need nothing. They don't even need. Who fears that job? I know I have within inside myself. See, you're not attached to this worldly stuff.
Right.
You're not attached to this world energy. You're ascending from this third dimensional energy. And I know I'm taking a little far for some people, but you got to think outside this flesh body.
You got
to
open your mind.
Yes.
It's more to it than just the box that you have been living in.
Oh, most definitely. And so I'm trying to pry it open a little bit, because we don't want to put too much light in your eyes, because we don't want to blind you. Because literally that's what's going to happen. But you have to really understand that you weren't supposed to know all of these things, because people are prospering from you not knowing thyself.
That's right.
See, all of this is once you understand energy, then you understand how to deal with your energy. Then you understand how to manipulate your energy. Then you start learning how to get your energy to actually start making you your life. This is what people talk about, manifestation. See, they don't even know that. See, I'm not here for personal testimonies. I'm not even here for that. But my life, I just, that's why I'm so vigilant about talking about these things, because once we experience these things ourselves, it's incumbent on us to lead others that are looking, because everybody's not going to wake up at the same time. Just like if you look at the allegorical teachings of Jesus, it's allegories in that Bible that's basically saying that those teachers were not accepted by the people at the time. He was blasphemous, because they wouldn't accept the light within themselves. Right. They wouldn't accept that your emotions, but basically we were saying your emotions were separating you from the spirit within yourself. And so
your own emotions, nobody else's.
Yes, because a person that's in fear, a person that's living in anxiety. I mean, again, I know this is another show, because people don't understand the role their emotions, your emotional energy is playing. So there's the difference between the heaven or hell that you live in.
That's right.
Right now. And so, that's, again, I don't want to go down too far. I want to kind of keep it simple.
This the first. This we got to come back.
Because the next episode we definitely have to talk about, because we're talking about everything being energy. Everything is energy.
Right.
Everything. I mean, everything. Your mailbox, your flip, everything is energy. What it looks like is not, it is.
This phone.
Everything is energy.
It's energy.
And so once you understand that, seeing yourself, see, I see people as energy. I don't see them as people anymore, but that's something different, because I look at things from a fifth dimensional level. See, when people see, they just see flesh. And so once you
body, just see
right,
flesh body.
And so that's why if a person gets, they have these emotions and things like that. I know that I have compassion for these things. I mean, of course, within reason, you wouldn't allow someone to harm you, but outside of that, that has nothing to do with you, and that's their emotional energy that they're carrying, that they have not, they don't have no idea about how it's affecting them. And it's my job and my compassion with them to try to help them understand that, like, that's once you get this understood that, like, your emotional energy running wild like the world is doing right now is not what you should be doing. It should be seeking good people like myself to would gladly sit down and show you, documenting things on how these things work. So you're not like walking in the dark. You're really walking into the light.
Right.
When a lot of you walking into the dark in faith and basically going with it all your life.
You've been in darkness.
Really. And so let's try walking to the light, because if any, this is really about change. People, it's going to change you. It's that people are not used to, like, they're used to people doing things, but they're not used to that person going through a transformation.
That's right.
And I'm still, we're still going through.
We are still going through a transformation.
Yes.
have been going through a transformation.
Yes. I mean, I've been on this journey for a while, and I try to remind her that, like, everybody has their own, like, journey. So it's no one's like racing with someone.
Right.
That's the other thing too, that competitiveness with each other is a world. It's another negative emotion that's stored in your third energy center. See, all those negative emotions that you got,
all of it, following somebody, all of that,
everything. Because I can't stress to you enough that these emotional centers, like, these centers with these glands, they have a mind of their own. We call them mini minds. Like, so when you have that thought in your brain again, and you they send that hormone to the center that, say if you have guilt, you're guilty about something, it sends it to your third, your basically your second energy center. And so that's the digestive and pancreas spot. A lot of people having stomach issues and things because you're carrying around guilt. Because generally in the area of these issues is usually where you have problems. Like within the heart, people have high blood pressure because the thymus gland is blocked. You had your heart broken. You were in grief.
Yeah.
Someone that left you, walked out of your life. Abandonment issues. All these things store within your body. And so and then within certain communities, you take pride in suppressing these things, like just acting like it never happened. So that's the deal with the generational stuff, because you keep pressing things down, and then you pass it on to your kids, and they keep right on suppressing this within your body, and it affects your DNA and everything.
That's right.
And so these, I mean, literally, when you get mad, you don't have to think about that mini mind and your third hormone is producing that stuff and firing you right up. You don't have to think about it. It has a mind of its own. It has neurons just like your brain. It produces hormones. It has a neural network system and tissue just like your brain. So all of these things have a mind of their own. So once you program them with these continuous negative thoughts, this don't have to do it anymore. Like I just said earlier, this is only 5% of your conscious thinking. 95% is controlled by your body. That's why you keep talking about what you feel like.
Right.
Because you're literally unconsciously saying that the body is speaking for your mind, because it's how you feel, not how you were thinking. Nobody ever says it's how I was thinking like.
Yeah.
See, they always say how they
feel. Yeah. I mean, like you said, it is a loop.
Yes.
It continues and it continues, and you don't even know that the loop is there. You don't even know anything.
No, and thing is, most people don't even understand. Like say when they get into an argument, so like you have the same exact script every time that you get into an argument, especially you get into the argument with your spouse or something. You have your same manipulation tactic. You have the same thing that you say, and you don't even know that you on a recorder. You record it like you build a program with a robot. Try to listen to yourself.
Because we are a computer.
What I just say, store it in your body. So all this is stored and you didn't store it. Let's get that understood. And then you keep subjecting yourself to other people thinking and the stuff around you, they are storing it in your mind. And basically your frontal lobe is just taking it all in and just, oh, I'm cool with it. And they fire off that neuropeptide again, and then it signals that hormone center again, and then it fires that frequency again and says, give me more.
Like clockwork.
And it just keeps going around and around, and so you're caught in that loop of emotions.
Yeah.
And so y'all calling it, emotional. First of all, I can't stress enough, like I always ask people, so how many times you been to a psychiatrist? People might say me a lot of time, how long have you been going? 10 years or so. But nobody ever gets the problem solved, because what's not happening is the energies are not being cleared. That's why you're spending money on medications, but nothing's happening because nobody's getting the energy out. This is why most of your psychiatrists or your psychologists, and go ask some of your people who have one, ask them, do they have a psychologist?
Yeah.
Because most of them have a psychologist.
They go to talk to someone.
Yes, because they don't have it figured out, because most people got into that because they were trying to figure themselves out. I've dealt with plenty of them, on my level. And so I talked to them about these things. Oh yeah, I deal with my degree was in psychology, whether they practicing it now or not, because they were trying to figure out things about themselves. So then I come in and talk to them about their energies. And the first thing is that they're agreeing about these things, shaking their heads. Or, I've had someone who've had a breakdown just recently. And, it was behind some negative energy negative energy that was given to her from from people that surrounded her, and
it happens all the time.
And so she was suppressing. People who suppress, you keeping secrets. You're keeping secrets and not speaking about things that get stored in your thyroid gland in your throat. And so what happens now, if certain things can happen that get this blockage and throw you off, and now your pineal gland, which is right here in your brain, gets affected. And some people call it a psychotic break. But all it is misaligned energy. And so this, we can tell she had this break back in June. Now she can talk to you right now and tell you that most people don't come back from where she came from, and tell you about how the state was trying to take her house and take her everything, because she had this situation. And basically got started from, she had been having these problems. She had been suppressing these energies, but it got traumatized when she had a thyroid gland surgery. And when she had the thyroid gland surgery, and someone came along at this time when she was still had not healed, and inflicted some negative energy, it totally threw her into a psychotic break for a month and a half, and she was hospitalized. And she would, she would probably be featured on one of my shows, because she would love to, because she she'd
love to tell that.
She loved to tell it, but at the same time, it's just to talk about like these things that's going on with people. It's just energy, even schizophrenia. I've shared information about that where it's just too much dopamine in the brain that's being produced. But it started with the energy of being in depression and things like that. It's things that were carrying a negative energy in the body that influenced the hormone centers of the chemical imbalance in the brain. Just like people who have Parkinson's have too little dopamine, and it's coming from their thalamus in the brain. So all of this stuff has energetic component to it. You hold an emotional energy that just triggers, and everybody hears stress kills, but stress kills in many ways.
Right.
But it's because stress is energy. You're intaking energies. I mean, again, everybody knows when they've been around energies that didn't fit right. It's because you don't see it, because you don't see the waves that's coming to your phone, or you don't see the waves that's coming to your TV. But they exist, just like the waves are coming from our brains and from our hearts and from our bodies. We are literally like transistor radios, and what you tune yourself into is basically what you're gonna see in your mind and in your life.
That's right. That's why you have to get your energy straight.
We have to learn how to tune it.
Once you tune your energy to what you want your energy to be, then you won't allow your energy won't even mesh with anyone else's energy that is not on your energy.
It won't. Well, and not only that, but like once you clear out the energies like that, like not saying that you'll never have an emotion. It's just that you'll be so much, know how to deal with the emotion. You won't be consumed. And the negative energy, like again, like fear is just an energy stored in the body. And it ain't saying something can't startle you, but the thing is the way your adrenaline is rushing, and because you got that adrenaline rush because stored in your body, it'll just be something that you looked at, but then let go, because that energy is not stored in your body. I can definitely attest to that. I mean, I was telling her, and some of you guys out here, we've all had some things we've done. I look at the other guy that lived years ago. He was, we did some things we weren't supposed to do, and say the police got behind you. and you have this instant rush. This instant rush. I mean, I used to get it on the armpits, like, and so straight up, like whatever happens, you see the man on you, and you like, you get that bodily reaction because this hormone has signaled, and you've thought about this. You've already put in your mind you don't want the man to catch you.
Exactly.
Whatever it was that you knew you were doing wrong at the time, I don't want the man to catch you. You kept having that thought over again till now you have emotional, you done got that in your mind that you do not need 5-0 on your mind, on your back.
Right.
On your butt. So you basically, on your body either because
right.
Because their energy coming with that. That's another whole other subject. But they basically, they get on your tail, and then all of a sudden when you're not doing these things, and you look and you see it, and all of a sudden I was still having this emotion when I wasn't even involved in these things anymore. Like, because it was stored in my body from basically when I was having these thoughts, and to the point where it was stuck there. I mean, and so we could be here so many ways on how these things get stuck, because I unconsciously knew how to first of all get fear out of my body, because there was a fear. And when we come from certain situations, I mean, we come from certain places. Fear was what was instilled in our people.
That's right, because in that scenario that you just used about the police, now you could have been as a child riding with your mother or your father, and the police got behind them, and you were in the car, and they said, "Oh Lord, the police behind me." Okay, that just has put a fear inside of you.
That's right.
And that energy inside of you.
That's right. A thought. So you got to be conscious of your thoughts, and then reject these thoughts. But then first off, you got to clear out the things, because it's hard to necessarily reject these things when at this point you've been stuck in this loop and resonating with it for years. So that's why most of you think that I need to get my fix of the news, because I need to get this emotional attached, because that's what have you attached your emotions to, and you've got your fix it, and so it gets this. It's your programming. They call it TV programming. Everything there is to program you for how you feel, and who to hate, and who to love, and how you should feel, and what you should be behind, and all of this. It's programming you to put the energy in your body to carry it out throughout your life to serve someone else's purpose. That's the end of the day. It's because if you didn't do it, then clearly it's serving someone else's purpose. Whether it be your boss, your pastor, your spouse, because again, it's not our job as spouses to ingest someone else's energy. She has responsibility for her energy, and I have responsibility for mine. We come together as two healed individuals, not one putting my bad energy on her and her putting her bad energy on me, and thinking because I'm with her that I'm supposed to receive this energy. No, I'm supposed to help her grow and let this go and become a peace and harmony. Our souls come together as two healed individuals who are not blaming and basically playing the victimhood on people, because you supposed to do this for me. No, it's no one's responsibility to deal with your energy. You're supposed to heal your energy. So that's the first energy you got to get out of your mind from this society, is thinking that first off that someone is entitled to ingest your energy, because people seem to think you're supposed to ingest their energy. Anybody, no one is responsible for your bad energy. That's your deal. And if it's not, and you think so, then you need to come heal it. But damaging people around you because you're damaged, you got to understand that's what you're doing. That's why hurt people, as they say.
But in doing that, you have to become more aware.
And that's where you have to become more aware, and you have to see. But first off, people like to think they can do these things on their own. But remember your program. So you have to come. It's like your car. Right. It's like your car. If you're gonna take your car to the dealer, or you're gonna take to the shade tree. Where I like to think you're a high model. You have to come see people like myself to at least put you on the path. And that's the thing. It's a program within certain people too to not seek love for themselves, not do things for themselves. So that's also something. You're not worthy of doing things. That's why you spend money. People spend money on material things, but then destroy your body. You don't invest in nothing in your body, but it's all to put the illusion and look like you're doing something outside of your body, because that's another energy that's stored within yourself to not love yourself, because you're the most important energy here.
That's a big energy.
That's where it all starts. The energy within your heart. But the thing is, you're controlling that heart with your mind. So again, I don't, this kind of went on a little bit longer than because it's a lot.
It's so good, and it's a lot. It's so much more.
Right, it is. So as I was saying, the next episode, as we were talking about energies, people need to understand, how you're surrounded by negative energies, and how basically we're going to call out some things that people wouldn't necessarily think that to show that how, you know, basically the mission to keep everyone in negative energy. Like a lot of things think they don't, you know, within their belief system and things like that, they think they're positive when it's kind of impossible to be that when it's rooted in something that meant for you to be negative.
That's
so
right.
so we're gonna get into that.
That's the next show.
That's the next show, you know. So definitely tune in. Because this is for you know, for people to, again, we're here to enlighten souls and help people know thyself and become free within. So none of this, again, future reference in the past or future is never about trying to offend anyone. And first you got to understand that it's not about offending you anyway if you're in your feelings, because again, what we just talked about, your feelings are not facts. So, you know, that's
negative thinking.
Right. So let's start the healing process right now by thinking a different thought, and then look at this as something that's a lesson.
Right.
You know, to help you evolve. And see, when you start evolving, you start helping the people around you evolve. Right. See, and then you stop this generation of cursing your babies and everybody begin to know thyself. And then we don't have communities of people who don't care, who don't love themselves, pants hanging off, fighting each other.
Don't love each other.
So you can't love you. It starts with loving you, then you can love someone else.
Right.
So stop thinking it's selfish. You become selfish for yourself so you can be selfless for other people.
Exactly. And this is love.
Yes.
This is love, guys. Yeah. This is nothing but love. This is what love is.
It is. I mean, I could definitely, I do this for a business. I could just keep it for myself and be selfish like some other people, and I just keep it as a business. And this is free. This is, you know, now clearly coming to see me, you know, it's so important. Like that, you won't be with me too, you know, as a person puts things to practice. This is about you becoming your own person.
That's right.
I'm just helping people, you know, kind of giving you training wheels to get you started, you know, and getting you aligned to understanding, you know, how you should be. But other than that, everyone's spirit is here, and their spiritual energy is here for their own journey.
That's right.
And not someone controlling it, just trying to help them understand it and know the power within themselves, because that's when you become free.
That's right.
So again, definitely, you know, enjoy the rest of your Labor Day weekend, and stay tuned for the Energy Healing Network as we bring more, you know, to enlighten your mind, body, and spirit.
Yes.
So again,
love
from the heart.